welcome to Exe.Cute Gaming, and I'm Senescence, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. So, I wanted to introduce you guys to a game that I've been playing for a while called Boundless, and it's a voxel game, but it's, I don't know, it's got a lot more to it than I think people would expect. So, I am currently standing in the city on the planet Angel 1 called Little Pork Chop. And Little Pork Chop is a city built by the Twisted Crew gaming community. And Little Pork Chop is actually the one. And that's his build right there that we're looking at. That's his main home. But we are standing in the hub, and what hubs are is portal areas that connect cities to other cities, or in some cases homes to main areas of the city, or from one planet to another. So what I mean by one planet to another, you can't see them right now, but in the sky at night you can. There's one. So that is another planet that you can see in your sky. And easiest way is through a portal, and you'll run across things like this. So this particular group of portals I like because they denote the tier difficulty of the planet, if there's shops located there around the hub, and what it all connects to in their hub on the other side. So load. There we go. Alright, so this is another hub area, and you can see it connects to the Ultimate Guild headquarters, Portal Seekers, another planet, and then here are a couple more planets. And it just lets you get around really easy. I give them kudos. This particular group is very organized, and they try to keep everything up and running for the entire Boundless community to utilize. Alright, so we're back at Little Pork Chop. And I'm going to give you guys a little tour of our town, just to kind of introduce everybody to the series. Ooh, see? So pretty. Okay, so let's go down here. So this is the block museum. You can kind of see I'm pointing at this and it highlights with a green ring around it. That's because technically I could break this block, but I'm not going to because it was a pain in the butt to build this. But down here, the one has built an amazing museum that helps people find which planet spawns which blocks and which like little decorative plants and gleam and stuff like that. And gleam is I wouldn't say bioluminescent, just it's like a luminescent stone that you can use as a light source. And you got just like different materials you can work with, different types of soil, different type of trees, different type of stone, gravel, sand, ash, and every one of these alcoves denotes what planet it comes from, what type of planet it is, and later on you'll find that the type of planet on the higher tiers dictates what kind of protection you're going to need. Alright, sorry about the quick edit there. Someone came through that I didn't recognize, and I always get permission from people before I put them in my videos. So where were we? These little alcoves are really helpful if you want to plan out a build and make sure that you've got the colors that are very complementary to each other and where they come from. So this here, this is an exoplanet, and they just recently introduced these, and they only last for a certain period of time, and you can get some harder to find colors and materials from those locations. And DeJuan has gone out of his way to make sure that he brings samples from each planet with, you know, an expiration date so that people know how long they have. And he provides fairly cheap location tokens for people to save a little bit of coin instead of blinking there themselves. They could just open a portal for a much cheaper cost. So, yay for being awesome to the community. Alright, let's go back up here. And on this side of the little mushroom hut is kind of like an open market area where some of the community members post up things for sale or things that they're trying to buy. Alright. And over here is DeJuan's build. I kind of showed it to you at the beginning of the video, but I'm not going to go inside of it simply because I know he is doing a major reorganization of his workspace, and I'll let that be something we can show you guys later. Alright. Oh, just a little note. So some of the roads look like this, which is the original design that the city had. And some of the roads look like this, which is the newer design. We're eventually going to get everything converted over. It's just going to take a little bit of time to do so. Alright. So this is Onyx Gem, I believe's build. And he went really modern as well, but I think he did an amazing job. Like, the use of some of the materials that you can make, like these signs, he used them as kind of glass barriers. And then here's an example of gleam used in a luminescent way. So, and then he does half blocks to kind of create a counter, which is also really neat. I like the kind of the business complex look that he made it have. So this is some of his workspace. If you've never played the game before, these are construction machines. Like, that's an extractor, that's a workbench. This one's a mixer. And then there's the ones that he has hardcore powered up. Now some things when you craft it is going to need a lot of power backing it up in order to do it. So over time it's really wise to get yourself some power coils to power up your machines. Little compactors and refineries. I'm not going to be too nosy because I don't know how private Onyx likes to be about his area, but just kind of show a little bit of what he's been doing. And now I'm going to go poke Twisted Foot's area because I think his builds are really pretty. More gleam used in a different way. His mailbox is gone. He used to have a mailbox right there. Okay, so this is compacted gems. Like, you can dig gems out of the earth and refine them and do different things with them to create unique elements. More gleam. And these are guild helixes. We all joined up into a guild in order to make sure that we could get the most benefit from our efforts. And out of respect for a friend of ours that passed away, we named it after him. So, I'm not going to linger on that too much, but he is very missed. So, some of his storage space. Now, for those who don't know, Twisted Foot is actually a YouTuber. He streams on a rare occasion, but if you get a chance, be sure to check him out. One of the things that I really enjoy about his videos is he's just so relaxed. His voice is so very calm. For me, it's a real joy to watch. Alright, so here's his workspace, and you can see he's got coils as well. And some excessive amounts of workbenches. Alright, poke up here. And he's just got some extra rooms and backup storage. He doesn't have a whole lot of time to play anymore, which is very unfortunate because he is a very dedicated father. So no one's gonna knock him for that. But we definitely miss him. Alright, so we're gonna loop back through here. And twisted way. Here, I don't know that word. So I believe this is Riscom's area. I might be wrong, but he kind of went with like a steampunk feel, which is really cool. Not a whole lot going on. He was one of the very first people to build, but I think he started school again. I believe he's in college, so he hasn't had a whole lot of spare time to play as well. Take a look at his beacon. Make sure I know who I'm talking about here. Oxum? I want to say it's him. I think that's just his alt's name. Ready? Apparently there's a dock. That's news to me. Oh, it's the underbelly. I'm not going to invade his privacy too much. Alright. This person kind of showed up out of nowhere. I don't think they're part of our guild, but they have a nice little shop on the edge of town, which they made look really pretty in my opinion. So you can kind of see these are request baskets and these are sell podiums. So if you're looking for stuff, that's how you buy and sell. Alright. So this is the back end of, I think, Twisted's shop. I think he's going to be doing something with that annex building. But Twisted makes some of the different refined blocks and stuff and sells them. And you can see those awesome little blocks right there can flash and kind of raise attention to an area. And yeah, his portal went to sleep. But these are just where he puts up some of his sell goods. And I like the use, again, of gleam-based items, metal, kind of making a little kiosk, I guess you could say. Just how people utilize these blocks is just so cool in my book. Alright, so... yeah. Okay, so I think this is Jarek's place. And he made Doctor Who's police box, and I freaking love it. I mean, it is massive. It definitely stands out, and he went out of his way and made sure to put even the little note that's on the front end of the TARDIS as well. And it is definitely big on the inside, which is the ongoing joke with the Doctor Who series. And yeah, it's Jarek. So he also has a massive infrastructure underneath this place. Because he started with a workshop underneath before he built this. Alright, so over here. I'm not really sure who this belongs to. I want to say it was the family that used to play over in this area, but they haven't done a whole lot with it. And again, it's most likely because of school and everything. We get families that play this game. Yeah, it's Skag. Skag is the dad, and then I believe his son and his wife played with them as well. And when school gets started, as a parent, you get really busy with all the extracurricular activities your children are doing on top of your work schedule and taking care of your everyday life. So sometimes it's really hard to play games. Okay, I think this is Sam's. And, whew. Okay, I personally am not a fan of pink, but you do you. So he's done checkerboard pattern, some really neat column work, massive stairs, some unique structure designs, And apparently he's built an annex building. Not sure what he's doing with it just yet. But he built a little sky bridge over the walk space. So that's kind of neat. I hope to see him do more and refine his aesthetic. I mean, the outside's pretty defined. The inside seems like he's still working through some concepts. Alright. So this is Skag's son's build. Big old Pikachu. And then I believe this is Mew Walks. I'm probably saying it wrong, and I'm sorry, Mew. But he has done a pretty unique structure as well. I'm gonna get over here to the front. So we call it the church or the nightclub. It just depends on how feisty we're being that day. But he used some of the little trapdoors to create railing as well. And this is kind of like his workspace. I believe up at the top is where he accesses it, but this is where all the batteries are at for it and power-ups. I don't know if I can access it. Okay, again. Ugh. I loathe pink. I loathe it. But to his defense, when he built this, this was as close to white of a block that you could get. So he made do with what he could get his hands on. So I can't hate too much. Okay, so yeah, this is his workspace. Very well organized, very reminiscent of like Twisted Foot's workspace, but there's nothing wrong with that. Can't knock good ideas. And it's just very organized, which I love. Alright, get out of his space. Not be all up in it too much. Alright, so just staying on this side of the hub, we'll move our way down. I believe this is one of Miowok's other builds. And it kind of makes me think of like the Empire State Building. Very cool. So here's some more of the gemstone variation blocks. And I believe this is marble. And marble's really, really hard to make. But he has done an excellent job creating this beautiful, prestigious building. Ugh, it's so dark. It's down here. Ooh, nice use of the new beams and stuff. I hope he doesn't mind me being nosy. Alright. Oh yeah, so this must be a new workspace that he is developing for himself. Very cool. I like it. Alright, I'm not gonna be too terribly nosy, I'm gonna get out of here. Alright. Close his doors back up, because I'm not rude. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is Skag's son's. Poke our head in there. I don't think there's much left in here. I think they kind of like packed it up and shifted it to a safe hold that they could keep up with. Yeah, they did. Okay. And I believe the one behind it was Skag's wife's build. Nope, it was Skag's. This must be his local base. I know at one point they went off planet and started a city, but they're always welcome here anytime they want. They're such a good family. Super friendly, super helpful. Even have a road named after them. Alright, so I believe, yep, this is Nopi. Nopi is a young lady that her and her family joined the community when she ran across our town and found that we are actually very welcoming and open to hanging out with everyone of any age. So with a little bit of help of the one and her input, he developed her a nice little space to work in and collect things and do what she wanted to do so she could enjoy the game. School has started back up, so we haven't really seen her too much. but she insisted on a slide, so whee! Which I'm so glad she put in because it's actually a lot of fun. Alright, so now we're going to go to the other side of the hub area, and you're going to run across my very first build. Don't hate too much, guys. So I made the Addams Family home, and it was just to get a workspace going and get some experience under your belt to relearn the game after it became a full release. It was around Halloween time, obviously, because I have pumpkins. But because it was around Halloween time, me and my other half, Gur, decided we were going to do Halloween-themed stuff, and he built a mausoleum. So the Addams Family home is, in my opinion, kind of neat. I don't stay here anymore, even with my main tune. Someone left the window open. That is, I came up with a design element of using the doors as cupboard covers and a refrigerator. I also opted to do something kind of unique, and you'll see it in a couple of different builds that I've done, which is I used the subflooring to create a section where the top of the machine just barely stuck out so I could access it. But this was my former workspace when I first started the game back up. And it worked. It did what I needed it to for the time being, but I ended up actually running out of space and needed to build something different. But the one insisted I not tear this down because he liked it so much, so of course I left it and took over a different section of town to make my new home. I'm going to just take you guys all the way up the build. So here's the top floor. This was going to be like a storage space, and I just ended up not utilizing it. And then of course the bell tower. You can actually see pretty good. At least you used to be able to. We've ended up with quite a few big buildings, so it's hard to see the skyline now. It's not bad. So moving on. Don't got a whole lot of time left, I think, on this video. Maybe we do. I'm gonna have to do some editing. Cut out some of the unnecessary walk time. Oh, also, so this is a furnace, and one of the things that you'll see quite a few players do is you'll take the furnace base and then you'll put the furnace top on it and then put a tree bit on top of that in order to create kind of a vase, but still you have the functionality of the forge. So, alright, and these are the beacons. Senescence obviously is my main character. You're leaving doors open. Goodness. And of course the back. And then this is a very big build that Skag was working on, I guess when things like that kind of busy. But the floor just blows my mind. It's a mix between glass and some work conduits. And it gives such a surreal look to it. Lots of really cool chisel work. Chisels are tools that you can use to kind of change the shape of the blocks. And each type of chisel does something different. So like your copper chisels create a ramp. Your stone chisels kind of create stairs. Not very refined stairs, but stairs nonetheless. So if you play the game, just make one of everything and just kind of play around with them. Get a feel for what each chisel does, because I think you can come up with some pretty unique things yourself. Alright, let's get out of here. Obviously a work in progress. There's still like regular dirt. Alright, and then up here is where the main building is going to be located once they get to that point again. Alright. So, next is Gur's mausoleum. And for those who are curious, he did write something on every headstone. And there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek jokes involved. So this is his workshop, so you won't be able to access it unless he's friends with you, but the casket opens, and that's how you get to his workspace. Not much to look at least here anyway, and he doesn't have any coils for his stuff at the moment. I think I ran off with them, but he's taking a break from it at the moment because he is rebuilding a car motor. So I stole him. And this is his main hall, his little glory build that he did. And some of his design elements are really cool. Like, he took the chiseling way faster than I did. He just figured it out. And I think he did a beautiful job. So, let me get out of here. Ugh. Takes me a minute. It's kind of a really big build. Alright. So let's move on. So what you see in front of me is the town's post office. And if you belong to the town, you'll gain access to the beacon, and you'll get a mailbox space. And that lets you drop off materials or things that you want to give people instead of having to be online at the same time as them. So it's kind of like a little community area. Alright. Nothing fancy, just community space. Alright, and here is another one of my structures. It's kind of a glory build-ish. This was my second build, and it was an attempt to make a more functional workshop and used a different design elements. So, again, certain machines are put into place. Using trapdoors and doors, created some layered elements. Lighting, shelving systems, and then down here was where my workshop was. Again, no longer being used. I grew out of the space, but wasn't allowed to tear it down. So hopefully people can learn some stuff from my abandoned projects, I guess I can call them that. But yeah, just neat little workspaces that I've made over time. You can go up to the second floor if you ever join the game, and just kind of check it out for yourself. And this was the sign for it. And I made the back end out of shelving units turned the opposite way, just so it'd have a nice clean back, but also I could stash stuff there that needed to get transferred. Alright, and now we have Miss Burrito's build. I really like the awnings and little Christmas tree bits that are used as a hedge. I cannot access her build, but I think she's done a lot of work since the last time I was actively playing. And it looks way more sophisticated than it used to, so I give her a lot of kudos on that. Get rid of that little tooltip there. Alright, so next up on the agenda is Sirius's home. So this was the gentleman that we named the guild after, and he's kind of the one that, kicking and screaming, pulled us all together and created this awesome community that we were involved in, and we miss him a lot. But this was a build that DeJuan did as a surprise for him, so that he had this awesome workspace to enjoy when he had the availability to play the game. He was a very busy man, he was very involved in the community, so he didn't always get to just play for fun. So DeJuan went out of his way to just give him something available. the stores back up. Alright, let's go back here, see what's next. So this is the guild hall. It's not completed, obviously. Definitely built around securing the prestige of the town. We're still working out on how to structure the helix system to where it's aesthetically pleasing with the overall structure. So as time progresses, we'll get that sorted out. But as it stands, this is kind of what we've gotten done with it so far. So hopefully we can get some more figured out soon. Alright, and it looks like one of the portal communities took space here in order to connect us more directly. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I don't remember who this is. I think Dundee used to be here, but I don't think they're here anymore. I'm not really sure whose build this is. Not gonna be too nosy though. Just wish I could see the beacon. And so here is either it's Nopi's build or it's one of her family members, but yeah, some more of their messing around, learning the game, learning what they find attractive, and just doing their own thing. And I believe they put an Avengers symbol way up there. And then there used to be a really cool maze here. I don't know what happened to them. I'm guessing they either stopped playing or they shifted the location to something where they could sprawl out a little bit more, which is completely understandable. Our city kind of has some strict limitations on how big a individual build can be, just so that the road system stays very organized. Some of the towns you'll go through if you play the game can be very chaotic. It's very hard to understand how to get from one place to another. So DeOne has gone out of his way to ensure that it's a lot more organized and reasonable in our location. So this is Cupcake's build, and she usually does some of the really cool pixel art style stuff like you saw with the Pikachu, but this time around I think she went for more of just like a all natural, soft, like riverfront house look, which is awesome. I don't remember last time I saw her. I think she's been pretty busy too. And then here's one of the bridges going to the other side of the river. See those orbs up there? Those are exoplanets. And all those little stars in the sky, those are planets too. Kind of see how I'm hovering over them and the name's changing. Alright. So, several builds here. I don't think any of these three are part of the guild, but I might be wrong. There used to be stuff in here. I don't know if they moved or not. They might have. Let's see. Who is this? And can I figure out how to get in there? Oh, this is a Loke. Okay, this is how you get in. Okay. Can I see who it is? Eager Bioshocker. Okay. I don't think they're part of our guild. Alright, Loke. What you got going on, bud? And changing direction. Okay. This is Cat Faces. So Cat Face has been part of our community for quite a while as well. And this man is ambitious. So obviously he's got some of his storage out here still. He hasn't quite organized everything yet. But look at that. Look at that big, huge windmill blade. Good lord. He does what he does, though. I think it's very pretty. And I fell in the water. Oh no, let me out. Let me out, let me out, let me out. Okay, there we go. So, I think it's really pretty. He was very conscientious of patterns and stuff, obviously, because you can see the star pattern in the top section there. He paid attention to how every block laid, and I think that's really nice. Not sure who this is. We get a lot of people that come in and they create the start of a build, but end up deciding not to play, or life gets in the way, or whatever, so we end up not really seeing them again. What is this? Rim 1988. Don't know who that is. Who's this? Nico Noko? Don't know who that is either. Interesting color choices. Patty's Place? Don't know who that is either. Very interesting structures. Can't really check them out, but that's definitely lots of color pattern usages. But hey, to each their own. Alright, who we got here? Iman? Looks like they went for more of a clean aesthetic. Can't see what they got going on outside of that, but not bad. It's like a push towards the modern style that's prevalent in our city, so cool to see someone get inspired by that and progress forward. What's this? Who's this? I'm glad it didn't fall in there. Is there a name? Anybody? No, not that I can see. That's disappointing. Oh, there it is. There's a beacon. Looks like they're in midst build 2. Rex! Yep, you're new to me as well. And here's like a vacant spot someone can take. There's one there. So who's this? Who you? You. I don't see a beacon. Where's the beacon? I guess they hid their beacon. You can hide your beacon as long as you can get to it to refuel it, so your build doesn't respawn its natural state for that land area. It's fine. Alright, so here is one of my other builds. Yeah, I know it's got pink in it. I'm slowly going to be converting it over now that true purple is part of the game. But I went for like a modern feel. First one I had done. And yeah, so I'll give that little tour here in a second. I want to say this is Undead's build right here. I might be wrong. This might be one more back. Who this? I don't see a beacon. Okay, I guess they hid theirs too. Yeah, this one's Undead's. Or they might both be. Shoot, I don't know. But he made a dragon build using the black glass, though I kind of think it's like a winged panther almost. I don't know. I might be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Like, I don't even know how we get down here. Oh. Oh, I am not jumping down there. I'll tell you that much. This is pretty big. Pretty neat chisel work. Open space. What do we got here? I see a beacon. Oh, there's the beacon. Okay. So that's Lazarus's build. And this is Magpie's. Not much going on just yet. They're probably getting familiar with the game. Everyone goes through that spell where they're learning how the blocks work and learning what they can do with everything. It takes time. And sometimes you gotta get leveled up too to do certain things as well, so that kind of slows you down on your builds as well. Alright, so this guy, I don't think I've ever seen this guy. Diablos' little helper, and the portal they placed is actually gone. It ran out of fuel, so it's not active anymore. So back here off of Panda Way is the link between this side of the river to the hub. Alright. So there you have that. Now we're gonna move on back over to my primary build. So I'm building this little fat chubby tree, kind of as my strawberry farm, but also for the aesthetic of it. And I'm gonna be doing wheat and everything along here. It's a work in progress. I just got the tree done. And you can actually go inside of the tree and wander around in it. Go out onto the branches. Like, look out. It's like a treehouse. It's very easy to get lost in it, that's for sure. I'm hoping to see a lot more people flesh out this area. Like, I really am. I think it'd be really cool. And then next area up, little peepholes, face full of strawberries, and then up onto the main upper floor. So, just like I said, it's where I grow the strawberries at, and so there's lots of it, and will be very much in your face. And if you can go all the way down, but not yet, because I've actually am working down here. But I'm gonna have some storage here so I can put my seeds and everything. But this is the farm area. There's some farming that can only be done underground. That's why there is the availability to go further down the tree. So, and this is like a little stroll area along the riverfront that the one made. Really cute way to kind of reserve the riverfront and make sure no one puts a build there and ruins that natural aesthetic. So here is my official workshop. Purple and black and gray are like my favorite color combinations in the world. So this was supposed to be a purple, black, and gray combination build. Unfortunately, when I did this build, there wasn't a whole lot in the way of like true purple, so I had to make do with what I could. Now there's true purple, and I will be slowly converting the pinkish purple that's in the build over. However, I did run into kind of a hiccup. The true lavender gleam kind of makes it look like black light, and I lose a lot of that pure light aesthetic when I switched it over. So I'm going to get stuck with that. Makes me kind of sad, but it is what it is. So here's like a little bathroom area. And then upstairs, just kind of got a viewing area, like a reading sitting area. A bedroom with a balcony. Okay. And then like a storage space. And another bedroom. Alright, go back down. So like this would technically be like the kitchen slash dining room area, and then like a pantry, but I'm storing a bunch of my building essentials here for the time being. And then like your not dining room, but like your living room seating area. Eventually I'll make like chairs and stuff like that to put in here. But this is just for the aesthetics of it, because the real fun is down here. This is my workshop. And behind these doors is the coil area for all of my machinery. And before, they didn't have it where you could break water and create your own water source. So when I built this underground section, I had to force the water that was existing in the world over to these corners. And you can actually swim up in these things, which I don't advise because you're liable to drown. So, oh no, speaking of, I don't think I'm gonna get out. Let me out, let me out. Yeah, I'm probably gonna drown. Why do I do this to myself? Okay, so I organized my building area, like my workshop area, to kind of show what I'm gonna specialize in making. Helps me stay organized and know what I need for storage, how much of it, what I'm running low on, I need to go hunt. And again, I mentioned earlier, this is like how I decorate. I drop the base of it in, and then I use the top portion of the furnace as like an urn for flowers. Just kind of one of those things that I do. I have a portal. It's not labeled right now, but it goes to the hub where we started the video out at. And then over this way, there's another set of doors. And this set of doors opens up to kind of like an overflow room. But it's also going to go to my underground farming area, which I am not done with, obviously. And I figured I will take you guys on my building adventure on another video and let you guys kind of see how I do my thing. If you guys are interested, I hope you are. It's a lot of fun, at least for me it is. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you had fun kind of exploring our town, and will join me for another episode. Good night.